Hey there and welcome back to Sims Sunday. My name is Pete and as usual in this series we try to complete The Sims 3. In the last episode Pauline and Reid got married and Pauline also promptly got pregnant again. And today we are hoping for at least twins to help us on our way towards the surrounded by family lifetime wish. To increase our odds, Pauline will begin this episode reading a pregnancy book, which even though she has read it already will make it more likely to give birth to multiple children. Her husband Reid, meanwhile, will continue to paint outside, while her children Pedro, Pablo and Patricia are all grabbing breakfast. By the way, very convenient at this point is the fact that we have 6 members in a household, which if I think about it actually makes it impossible to have triplets. If I recall correctly, the maximum number of household members in The Sims 3 is 8, so in theory, if Pauline would give birth to multiple children, that would always result in twins. Patrick meanwhile back in the garden harvesting, and he has his work cut out for him today. That full row of garlic will likely keep him busy for the next few hours. The teenagers will once again spend their Sunday exploring the town a bit. That is mostly though because I don't really have anything else for them to do. And so first stop, a tour through the military base. Back at home, Pauline can take a shower, then grab a bite to eat, and afterwards continue to paint. Our children are done at the military base, but the day has only just begun, and up next they will tour the local mausoleum. Afterwards, I think it's time to spice up the adventure a bit. We will now have them explore the catacombs. Maybe they will find something of value. Who knows? In the meantime, Pauline has finished another masterpiece painting and will now go to sleep, because since she's pregnant, we want to keep her mood up as high as possible at all times. Right, Pedro is the first one to leave the catacombs again, and if we look at him, things haven't gone too well. He did find a copy of Murder in Pleasantview though, so let's sell that for 65 bucks and then send him home to take a well-deserved shower. Up next, Patricia. The aftermath of her fight with a zombie bear is still very much visible, but just like her brother, she found something, just an uncommon seed, but better than nothing. So let's transfer that over to Patrick and then send her home as well. The only one leaving the catacombs unharmed is Pablo, and in terms of loot he was, at least quantity-wise, also the most successful one. He has found 2 seeds that can go straight to Patrick's inventory, and so let's also send Pablo home now. In the meantime, back at home, Patrick has taken up fish feeding duties, as Pablo and Pedro each grab a slice of cake, and Patricia gets herself cleaned up in the bathroom. With everyone fed and showered, the 3 will now spend the rest of the evening in front of the TV, while after also taking a shower, Patrick will start cooking again, as our supply of autumn salad has run out. And I have decided to have him bake angel food cake, which is one of the highest quality meals in the game, as that will give everyone who eats it a very strong positive moodlet. A short while later then it is time, Pauline's baby is coming, so let's get her to the hospital. And here we are, a new baby boy joins the family, and as always we will stick to the naming pattern and name this one Pierre. Now for Pierre's traits, I have decided to turn him into someone who doesn't really like anything, and so a perfect first trait to start off with is grumpy, followed then by hates the outdoors. And as expected, we are not done yet. Pierre also gets a brother, and we will name this one Percy. And with Percy, I have decided for him to be the helpful kind, one that always goes out of his way to save others, and the good trait to go along with that is good. And Percy will even go so far and put himself in danger to help others, and a good trait to have in that case is brave. Back at home, let's quickly prepare the rooms for Pierre and Percy. Both of them will get a crib as well as a potty chair. The rest of the household is already asleep as Pauline and Reid return home, and after putting their newborn babies to bed, Reid can also get some rest. While Pauline, now a mother of 5, can get a well-deserved serving of angel food cake. Afterwards, it's back to painting, and then the rest of the household slowly comes back to life again. Pedro and Pablo are having breakfast, soon to be joined by Patricia as well. while Patrick is already getting busy in the garden again. Then, for the first time in his short life, Pauline can take care of Percy, snuggling with him and also giving him something to eat. Pierre's and Percy's older siblings will now spend a bit of time in front of the TV before school starts, just to get their fun bars up as high as possible before they have to leave. A good hour later, it's time for them to head off, and we can focus on something that might seem a bit unusual at first. We are buying a birthday cake right now because we are going to age up both Pierre and Percy immediately. Now, as we watch the rest of the household celebrate Percy's birthday here, let me explain why. In my opinion, baby is by far the most annoying life stage in the game. On top of that, we only have 2 more lifetime wishes to complete, and I'm very eager to get those done. One of those requires us to age 5 children up to teenagers, and if we wouldn't age these children up early, that would maybe take another 7, 8, maybe 9 or even 10 episodes. In the meantime, the rest of the household pretty much stagnates, because like I said, we have completed about 90% of the game already, and we're really only waiting for those 2 wishes to be complete and then a few minor things, but those also really only work if we have the children out of the way. That is why we're going a bit faster here. We will of course still teach Pierre and Percy how to walk, talk and use the potty chair, and we will also wait until they have reached A grades in school, but other than that we will age them up as early as possible. That also includes not much time for celebration. Instead we will start the learning process immediately, and we'll do so with a potty training session for Pierre. Next door then we also get started with Percy, while Pierre is already good to go for round number 2. Soon after, Percy also goes a second time, and a short while later he is then the first to learn the secrets of the potty chair. In the meantime, the teenagers are back from school and already busy doing their homework, Pablo and Pedro in the kitchen, and Patricia enjoying the sun outside. Reid and Percy have already moved on to the next lesson. This time we're learning how to talk, while Pauline and Pierre have some catching up to do, but at least Pierre now also knows how to use the potty chair. Successful in her teachings, but also pretty tired, Pauline will now head off to bed, as we can watch our 3 teenagers, and a few seconds later also Patrick, all grab something to eat. After a long day filled with school and homework, the teenagers can now relax in front of the TV, while Patrick begins to take care of the fish, and we can once again collect our weekly investment money. And that amounts up to 200,000 simoleons at this point. Equipped with more money than we can handle, we now rejoin Reid and Percy, who have already completed lesson number 2. Percy now knows how to talk. After putting Percy in his crib, Reid can now also get a few more minutes of learning in with Pierre, while at the same time Pablo, Pedro and Patricia all make their way off to bed. Tomorrow is another day at school. We haven't reached A grades yet with any of them, so they can definitely use the rest. Outside we can then rejoin Patrick, who has finished feeding the fish and will now grab the mail. Before he can do that, however, we also need to pay our bills. Only 2,100 simoleons, compared to what we just made, that's really not a lot, and we can even get a small fraction of that back by selling what we just received. Up next, Patrick can now also go to sleep. Reid and Pierre can stop the teaching session for now. And while Pierre already drifts away in his dreams, Reid will quickly take a shower, eat a slice of cake for dinner, and then finally get some sleep for himself as well. And so we wrap up today's episode with Pauline, who is well rested again and already busy painting, and who has definitely played her part in getting us much closer to completion of the Surrounded by Family lifetime wish. Next time, I'm pretty confident we can already age our toddlers up to children, and then it's only one more small step to get them up to teenagers and complete that wish. So for today's episode, let's make the cut here, and I can say thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers!